It's a long story, but briefly, I went through a very profound period of doubt, and it was a pretty in-depth search for two things. Is there any supernatural activity anywhere in the world, or was somebody like David Hume right, and there's no supernatural? So that was one. Is there a supernatural reality? My other big question was, which religion gives the best reasons to believe? If there is a supernatural reality, what ought we to be doing and what ought we to be studying? So those two areas occupied my time. And I studied almost every area you can think of, almost every religion. I visited religious places like Buddhist temples and the Mormon sites here in America, but also Buddhist elsewhere. And actually, even after I did my PhD, after finishing my PhD, so I wasn't some young kid. After finishing my PhD, my doubts continued, and that's when I had the time that I've talked about before, some thinking I was getting very, very close to becoming a Buddhist. And what rescued me from all that was my study of the resurrection. And I realized that if Jesus was raised from the dead, that's just not an isolated event, because I'd already studied all these world religions, and there's nothing like the resurrection in any of the world religions. And so if Christ was raised from the dead, that says something about who he is. If God were to raise him, why him and nobody else? Have to have something to do with his teachings. So I started in depth with his teachings and what people said were central teachings and so on. So that's how I got there. It was the interest in the supernatural and in world religions and the resurrection through all of that. And that's kind of what took me out the other side.